like you were on the scrap heap and you weren't bothered with because they seemed to think that you were just pointless doing anything with you because you're disabled. Didn't realise your brain still works. So I was able, in my late teens, to get into art college and studied design and dressmaking and did eventually do costumes for the stage and wedding dresses. So it was a hard time, but you fight through it. I moved to London about 35 years ago, which I love being here. I like the diversity. And it's actually easier to get around here, although it is far, far from perfect. So I got involved in accessibility when I became a member of CIL, which was at the very start. I was actually on the steering group. I got involved because I met Slim at a direct payments meeting and he got me involved. But at that point, I was a very little mouse that sat in the corner and didn't speak. But through Merton CIL, they put me on training programs, leadership programs, and now it's come to the point where they can't shut me up. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But yeah, I get passionate about access because if we can't get out, if we can't get from A to B, then it impedes on our ability to be independent. And access is not just transport, it's in every area of our life. It's in shops that have so much stuff out that you can't get around. It's not having staff around to help you get stuff from the top shelf. It's always on the top shelf. It's now as well, I see more and more every day. Recently in Boots the Chemist in the Tandon Centre, where they've now converted to self-checkouts with no thought for disabled people or their issues. And that's something we need to change as well. In the transport section, I was involved in getting change on the Gatwick Express and the Northern Rail, which would not allow disabled people that use mobility scooters on. They seem to think that everybody should be in a wheelchair. So we fought against that and got that changed. The Northern Rail took long, it took a long time, which is very frustrating. But after 5 years, they have now allowed scooters on board. It's far from over. We have so many tube stations that are not accessible. The information on TfL is imperfect because I'm going tomorrow to visit my stepdaughter who lives in Battersea, and they've opened up a step-free station in Battersea now, but to get information and how to get there from Morden is just, what it said was Morden to Waterloo and then to Battersea. No information about you have to change at Waterloo to get on the platform for the southbound train. If you didn't know the tubes, you would be totally confused. So that's an area we need to look into. I need to hear your stories. What have you come across? What are your issues with any form of stuff again?
Still on.
The microphone's decided it's